madly love, happily feeding at the trough, and sticking us with the filthy tab. David Williams is with the Taxpayer Protection Alliance, and David, these little piggies should just go home, huh?
This is amazing, Neil, because you have a $959 billion bill that was $640 billion just about 5 years ago, and they call that a cut. They actually said they're cutting the farm bill this year, yet it costs almost $300 billion more.
And they made that argument, just to jump on that, they made that argument because some of these programs' growth was cut from 10% to 7%. That's screwed up, but go ahead.
Oh, so if I tell my doctor that if I gain 100 pounds instead of 200 pounds this year, I've lost 100 pounds?
Touche, you're tweaking. Yes.
That's a pretty good deal. But getting back to the catfish program, it's not needed. We're going to spend money on a program that's not needed because we're already inspecting catfish. The catfish is fine. It's one senator, it's Thad Cochran from Mississippi, that inserted this into the Farm Bill, and there were votes to get rid of this program.
But didn't the senator know we're already inspecting catfish at the FDA? And didn't he know that the separate program to inspect the catfish, and I have nothing against catfish, by the way, so all you catfish watching, a core demographic group, I don't want to offend you. I'm just saying that we spent $20 million on that and didn't inspect, let alone a single catfish, a single fish.
Well, no, but this catfish is pork because he sends it back home and he says, listen, I'm going to protect the catfish program here in Mississippi. But that's just the tip of the catfish iceberg because we're talking about the identification of honey. They're setting up federal standards for the identification of honey. I would hate to be the one that has to talk to the bees and figure out where the honey is coming from, but you mentioned the Christmas tree. There are 25 million Christmas trees sold in this country, so that 15-cent tax is going to be about $4 million a year, and you know the Christmas tree people aren't going to say, well, that tree is $35.15. They're going to raise it to $36, $37, or even $40. So you see the price inflation here, and it's a waste of time, and this is compromise. This is what passes for compromise in Washington, D.C. Republicans and Democrats, the House and Senate getting together and saying, taxpayers, we don't care about you.
Well, when I thought this agreed was growing to Christmas trees or branching out, so to speak, I thought, have they no respect? I mean, this is Santa we're talking about. But, you know, the thing that really worries me about all of this, David, is the numbers get so big that even a slight variation makes a huge difference. In other words, if you trim the increase to 7% from 10%, whatever it is, and let's say you have $1 trillion budget, then you're talking about another $100 billion easily added onto this just to keep up with what their definition of inflation. And it worries me because the bigger these numbers get, the bigger the abuse gets, the bigger the boondoggling gets, the bigger the bill for Americans get.
Well, and Neil, what government bill has been the same from day one to 5 years down the road? So $959 billion is probably conservative. I mean, we may see 1.2, 1.3, who knows how many trillion dollars.
No, you're going to know. If let's say we blow all that 17 million catfish dough, you're going to know, a few years from now, they're going to come back, the catfish lobby, which I understand is a big lobby, a smelly lobby, but a lobby. They're going to come back and they're going to say, we need more, we need more.
Absolutely. And Neil, there's a lot of corporate welfare in here. This is money that's going to corporations to advertise their products, not here in this country, but overseas. They create a reality show in India for cotton. I mean, what kind of reality show do you need for cotton in India? You have grapes being advertised overseas.
Well, it's sort of like American Idol for cotton in India. That one I could see. But no, you're right. You're right. But, David, thank you very, very much. David Williams. Again, I only point this out to you folks, and the reason why it's got my goat here, and for all I know we're giving